Welcome to Goddesses. I'm your host, Blair Minerva. Today on Goddesses, ever wonder how the sting of childhood ridicule can forge an icon? Today, we uncover how relentless pressure, marital strife, and public scrutiny became the unlikely crucible that shaped Beyoncé, revealing how embracing your mess can unlock your unshakable power and inspire you to find your own voice. Picture this moment. A spotlight cuts through stale auditorium air, harsh and unforgiving on a trembling 10-year-old girl. The scattered audience, whispers echo like thunder in the near-empty space. You can almost feel her heart racing, see her small hands gripping the microphone too tightly. The music starts, and her voice wavers. But something else flickers in those young eyes. Something that makes you lean forward, wondering, how does this hesitant child become the woman who will command stadiums and reshape cultural conversations? The stakes crystallize in a Houston living room, where Matthew Knowles makes an announcement that will alter his family's trajectory forever. He's quitting his six-figure job to manage his daughter's group full-time. You can sense the weight of that moment, the mortgage payments, the dance lessons, the countless competition entry fees. Every penny now rides on a dream. The pressure settles onto young shoulders like a heavy crown. But pressure, as you'll learn, has a way of creating diamonds. Step into young Beyoncé's world. The sweet sting of hairspray mingles with laughter in her mother's salon, a sanctuary of black beauty and unguarded conversation. Gospel music thunders through church rafters, teaching her that power can flow through vulnerability. Dance classes demand perfection in every movement, every gesture. The sequins on her costumes scratch against skin, not yet comfortable in the spotlight. But the world outside these havens shows its teeth. Classmates mock her quietness, her intensity, her difference. Yet what they see as weakness is merely the cocoon of something extraordinary taking shape. You recognize this, don't you? How sometimes the very things that make us targets become our greatest strengths. When Destiny's Child explodes onto the scene, it feels like validation. Their harmonies soar, their message of female empowerment resonates. But success brings its own complications. Lineup changes threaten group stability. Creative differences simmer beneath polished performances. Her father's management style, though effective, creates a gilded cage of expectations and control. Watch closely as she begins to outgrow these boundaries. Each performance plants seeds of something larger. Each song hints at stories she hasn't yet told. The industry sees a star being born, but you're witnessing something rarer, a voice learning to speak its own truth. Recording studios become pressure cookers of expectation. Tours stretch endlessly, cities blurring into one continuous performance. The public eye never blinks, demanding perfection with every appearance. You feel the exhaustion in her bones, the weight of representing not just herself, but every young black woman with a dream. The need to be flawless while fighting for creative control creates a tightrope walk few could manage. If you're enjoying Goddesses, please like, subscribe, and scan the QR code for our free 7-day email course, Be an Unstoppable Woman. Lead without apology using quiet power tactics from influential females like Oprah, Malala, and RBG. Now, back to the episode. Then comes the moment that changes everything. In a recording studio, away from the group dynamic and her father's watchful eye, she begins creating her own music. The space transforms into a sanctuary where vulnerability becomes strength. Each lyric, each melody emerges from a place of raw authenticity. You witness an artist not just performing, but architecting her destiny. The world notices. Solo success arrives like a tidal wave, but true artists know that comfort is the enemy of growth. She pushes further, diving deeper into her truth with each album. The shy girl who once trembled under harsh spotlights now commands them, using her platform to challenge societal norms and champion causes bigger than herself. Marriage to Jay-Z seems like a fairy tale ending, but real life writes messier stories. The pain of infidelity cuts deep, threatening to shatter everything. Yet watch what happens next. Instead of hiding her wounds, she transforms them into Lemonade, a raw, visual album that turns private anguish into public art. The risk is enormous. Critics circle like vultures, ready to feast on such public vulnerability. But something extraordinary happens. Women worldwide recognize their own stories in her pain, their own strength in her resilience. The album becomes more than music. It becomes a movement. Coachella 2018 arrives as her masterpiece of cultural celebration. The first Black woman to headline the festival creates a love letter to historically Black colleges and universities, weaving together music, history, and activism. The performance transcends entertainment, becoming a statement about representation and excellence. Every costume change, every dance move, every note serves a larger purpose. You're not just watching a concert, you're witnessing someone using their platform to elevate voices often silenced by history. This isn't just entertainment. This is revolution disguised as art. Through her Bay Good Foundation, millions flow into disaster relief, education initiatives, and women's empowerment programs. Each Grammy Award, now numbering more than any artist in history, becomes a stepping stone toward greater impact. The shy girl who once feared the spotlight now uses it to illuminate others. Remember that trembling child on the small stage. She didn't become Beyoncé by waiting for permission or perfect conditions. She transformed her vulnerabilities into her superpowers, her pain into purpose, her differences into distinction. This isn't just her story. It's a blueprint for your own transformation. That fire you feel inside, the one that makes you different, makes you hesitate, makes you dream, that's not your weakness. That's your catalyst. So when the world tries to silence your unique voice, remember, they don't know they're just fueling your fire. Your turn to let it burn bright. On the next episode of Goddesses, imagine if the price of fame wasn't just public scrutiny, but physical pain. After watching Beyoncé's journey from a shy girl to a global icon, we've seen how she turned her struggles into empowerment. Now, let me show you something incredible. What happens when that pain is not just emotional, but etched into every canvas? What if our next creative and cultural luminary found strength in their brokenness, transforming personal trauma into iconic art? Don't miss Frida Kahlo's defiant spirit as she rewrites the rules of artistic expression. Please like, subscribe, and scan the QR code or follow the pinned link to get our free 7-day email course, Be an Unstoppable Woman. 7 days, 7 iconic women. Master the art of quiet power, lead without apology, and turn femininity into your greatest weapon. Click the video that just popped up to watch the next one in this series. Or for episode summaries, behind-the-scenes info, and more, go to daily8.com/GOD. Thanks for watching.